Monks, particularly those in Buddhist, Christian, and other contemplative traditions, offer timeless wisdom on how to overcome negative thinking. Drawing from their teachings, practices, and philosophies, their approaches to dealing with negative thoughts center on mindfulness, detachment, meditation, and self-awareness. Here is an exploration of these strategies. 1. Understanding the nature of the mind. One of the core teachings of monks, especially in the Buddhist tradition, is the understanding of the mind as inherently restless and filled with what are known as kleshas, mental afflictions. Negative thinking is often a byproduct of these mental afflictions, such as anger, jealousy, pride, or ignorance. Monks learn that the mind naturally produces these thoughts and that they do not define the individual. Non-attachment to thoughts. A crucial practice monks engage in is non-attachment to thoughts. Negative thinking becomes problematic when we identify with it or become entangled in it. Instead, monks are trained to observe their thoughts as transient events that come and go. In the words of the Buddha, whatever a monk keeps pursuing with his thinking and pondering, that becomes the inclination of his awareness. To begin overcoming negative thinking, monks focus on recognizing that these thoughts are not intrinsic to their identity. This practice of distancing oneself from thoughts allows individuals to acknowledge the presence of negativity without being overwhelmed by it. Hap 2. The practice of mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness, or sati, is the practice of staying present in the moment and observing the mind without judgment. Monks dedicate a significant part of their daily routine to meditation, which is an intentional practice aimed at cultivating mindfulness. Mindful observation. Through meditation, monks develop the ability to observe their thoughts without reacting to them. This practice helps in breaking the cycle of negative thinking. Instead of being swept away by negative thoughts, monks calmly notice them and let them pass. It is akin to watching clouds move across the sky. The thoughts are temporary and do not have to affect their emotional or mental state. A common meditation technique used by monks to counter negative thinking is breathing meditation. By focusing on the breath, monks train their minds to remain anchored in the present moment, preventing the mind from wandering into harmful or distressing territories. Loving kindness meditation. Metabhavana. Another powerful meditative practice to overcome negative thinking is loving kindness meditation. In this practice, monks cultivate feelings of compassion, love, and kindness toward themselves and others. The practice often involves silently repeating phrases such as, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be at peace." Gradually, this extends to loved ones, acquaintances, and even enemies. Loving kindness meditation can dissolve negative emotions like anger or hatred, replacing them with positivity and empathy. When the heart is full of kindness, negative thoughts naturally lose their power and influence. 3. Acceptance of impermanence. The concept of impermanence, anicca in Pali, is central to the Buddhist monastic life. Monks are deeply aware that everything in life is temporary, including thoughts and emotions. Negative thinking arises when individuals cling to an idea, event, or emotion, expecting it to be permanent or long-lasting. By internalizing the principle of impermanence, monks learn to let go of both positive and negative thoughts. They know that negative emotions will pass just as happiness does. This acceptance can be liberating because it reduces the fear of negative experiences, allowing one to remain at peace even in the face of adversity. Detaching from negative thoughts. Detachment does not mean ignoring or suppressing negative thoughts, but rather accepting them without letting them control one's state of mind. By practicing detachment, monks are able to maintain equanimity, emotional stability, even when facing unpleasant thoughts or situations. This practice, called upekkha, equanimity, allows monks to view both positive and negative experiences with calm detachment, knowing that neither is permanent. 4. Right view and right thinking. In Buddhism, the Noble Eightfold Path offers guidance on overcoming suffering, including negative thinking. Two key components of this path are right view and right thinking, or right intention. Right view. Monks cultivate the ability to see life as it truly is, without the distortions of negative thinking. They practice seeing situations objectively, without adding layers of personal bias, fear, or pessimism. This awareness helps them challenge the distortions that often accompany negative thoughts, such as catastrophizing, black and white thinking, or overgeneralization. Right thinking. This involves cultivating positive and wholesome intentions in the mind. Instead of dwelling on negative thoughts, monks consciously direct their thoughts toward generosity, compassion, and understanding. Right thinking means recognizing that negative thoughts can lead to harmful actions and consciously choosing thoughts that foster peace, kindness, and harmony. 5. Vigilance and mental discipline. A key aspect of the monastic life is maintaining vigilance over the mind. Monks are trained to monitor their thoughts constantly, recognizing when negative thinking begins to take root. This mental discipline is built over years of practice but can be adapted to daily life through consistent self-awareness and reflection. Monks practice mental purification, which involves being aware of unwholesome thoughts and consciously replacing them with wholesome ones. When a negative thought arises, such as envy or anger, monks are trained to counter it immediately with a thought of compassion or gratitude. This helps prevent the negative thought from taking hold. The Buddha spoke of the mind being like a garden. If weeds are allowed to grow, they will overrun the garden. Vigilance ensures that negative thoughts are like weeds, plucked out before they can take root and affect one's well-being. Verse 6, embracing simplicity and minimalism. Monastic life is characterized by simplicity. Monks often live with few possessions, adhering to a lifestyle of minimalism. This simplicity extends beyond material possessions and into mental and emotional realms. By simplifying their desires and attachments, monks create an internal environment that is less conducive to negative thinking. Renunciation of desire. Many negative thoughts stem from unfulfilled desires or cravings. Monks practice renunciation, letting go of these desires to attain peace of mind. This doesn't mean rejecting all worldly pleasures, but rather recognizing that clinging to them leads to dissatisfaction. By embracing simplicity, monks free themselves from the constant mental chatter of wanting, comparing, or regretting. 7. Engaging in acts of service and compassion. Many monastic traditions, particularly in Buddhism and Christianity, emphasize the importance of service to others as a means to transcend negative thinking. Engaging in compassionate actions helps monks shift their focus away from their own mental struggles and toward the well-being of others. This outward focus often leads to a greater sense of fulfillment and perspective. When monks help others, they cultivate qualities such as empathy, compassion, and generosity, qualities that naturally counteract negativity. Service reminds individuals that their problems are not the center of the universe, and it fosters a sense of interconnectedness and shared humanity. 8. Daily reflection and prayer. In addition to meditation, many monks engage in daily reflection or prayer. This is an opportunity to look back on their day, acknowledge any negative thoughts or emotions that arose, and seek insight or guidance on how to overcome them. For Christian monks, prayer can be a way to surrender one's thoughts and emotions to a higher power, trusting in divine wisdom to bring peace and clarity. In Buddhist traditions, reflection may take the form of self-examination, where monks consider their actions and thoughts in light of the Dharma, teachings of the Buddha. This practice helps monks maintain accountability for their thoughts, recognizing that overcoming negative thinking is a continual process that requires patience and persistence. Conclusion: a life of vigilance, compassion, and mindfulness. The teachings of monks provide invaluable insights into overcoming negative thinking. Through practices like mindfulness, meditation, detachment, and service, monks learn to quiet the turbulent mind and cultivate a sense of inner peace and clarity. Their approach is not about suppressing negative thoughts, but rather understanding them, observing them without attachment, and consciously choosing more wholesome, compassionate ways of thinking. By integrating these monastic principles into daily life, anyone can begin to transform their mental habits and reduce the power of negative thinking. It requires consistent effort, patience, and self-compassion, but the result is a mind that is calm, resilient, and more at peace with itself and the world.